If you do go on to enjoy today's video, do me a favour and hit that like button and of course subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com, and of course you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take a look at Heung-min Son. This card has been out since the very beginning of FIFA 20, so why am I looking at it? Well, I packed him untradeable, as you can see, the other day, and I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, I never pack him. That's awesome. He'll do for a first owner Premier League team or something. Cool. Then I looked at how much he was going for, and on PlayStation right now, he sells for around 200,000 coins. On Xbox, it's a bit less, but that market is slightly more dead. That's about 170,000, and on PC, he's nearly 300k. So there's a reason why this guy is still, nearly 250,000 coins. There has to be. 87 rated card, has to be packed more common than the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi and so on, but still manages to hold that price tag. So with the right chem style, could we turn this card into a card that you could potentially go out and buy and use even now, given the fact that we are in February? We are months ahead of the release date now. This card, in theory at least, should not be usable anymore. There are so many special cards out, it should have fallen by the wayside. 200k though. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, great start. High work rate, 6 foot. Into the in-game stats we go, and returns a fairly impressive outlook, really. I mean, you look at it and you think, do you know what? Yeah, not amazing. Like you're looking at certain areas, you're like, well, I wish that was higher, that could be higher, that could be better. But we have to remember, this card came out in September, so it's a very old card. It's a card that, realistically, if you had at the very beginning of the game, you had, he was ridiculous money at the beginning of the game. You had a top-end card. 86 acceleration, 89 sprint speed, 88 positioning, 86 finishing, 88 shot power, 90 long shots, good passing. I'm going to use him as a striker rather than a cam, so the passing isn't as important to me as it could be, for instance, if you wanted to use him as a cam. But still, 83 and 81 vision, better than Jovic, who is an 87 rated card. He has less than 80 vision, I believe. His short passing is in and around what that is. Very good dribbling across the board, apart from maybe the balance, which I would like to improve, and I think with the chem style I'm going to choose, we will improve it. Of course, the chem style I choose will be different to the one that you want, because if you want him as a cam, you won't want to choose the chem style I've chosen. If you want to use him as a striker, maybe you're just hell-bent on getting that pace to him, then Hunter might be where you want to go with it. I'm not going down that road. I want to improve the dribbling, and I want to improve the finishing. I'm actually quite happy with the pace, the way that it is. Composure's good, reactions are great, dribbling, ball control decent, the stamina is fantastic. The team I've got him in is this one right here, which is a full Premier League team apart from Nesta, but it is a 9 first owner Premier League squad ready for icon swaps that I'm about to start playing with. Let's get a chem style on though. It's asking me to convert him to a striker. We've already got 10 chem, we don't need to do that. In terms of the chem style, like I said, depends on what position you want to play. I'm going for a sniper. It's pretty much a go-to chem style for me, this one. Especially when the player in question has enough pace and I don't need to improve any sort of physical stat or any of the passing stats. I am more than happy to say, look, I want to get that agility boost, I want to refine his finishing, and I'm happy to go. And that's pretty much where we are with this. I wouldn't mind improving the acceleration, don't get me wrong. Into the 90s would be brilliant, but it's not the end of the world. I'll cope with it. We get 81 balance, we get 96 agility, we get 94 reactions, we get 92 ball control, 98 dribbling, and then into the 90s at 92 for composure. And of course, the finishing goes up to 99, and the attack positioning then goes up to super usable 93. I mean, that's going to boost him big time, because Jovic's positioning, even Dembele, Moussa Dembele's Future Stars card, they've got good positioning, and you can really tell in game. Above 90 really does make a difference. So giving him that chem style, boosting it above 90 is really going to make a massive difference to the card. That is a 91 rated centre forward or an 88 rated striker. Now, without the chem style, he's only an 84 rated striker or an 86 rated centre forward. So, despite the fact that he has crazy good stats with a chem style, not quite as high rated as maybe some other cards, but he does have a massive price tag considering, and I've said it once, I'll say it again, he's been out since September. is he still worth that amount of coins? Into the gameplay we go, and we're just going to take some of the clips that I've got just from playing through the icon swap sort of section, really. The 4 or 5 games that I've played to try and get that icon swaps token. And all in all, to be honest, good card. And I wasn't really expecting him to be a bad card. I knew he would be decent, but I didn't expect him to be as good as he was and as usable as he is. You know, I mean, to be fair, I still use the likes of, off the bench at least, I still use Player of the Month Jamie Vardy, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I really do like that card. You know, lacking in a few areas, sure, and hopefully he'll get himself a little upgrade when the February or the winter refresh rolls around. But the Human Son card in particular, I could definitely understand why people still want to use it, you know. Yeah, okay, it's been out since September, it's 87 rated, and it's not a special item. You know, a lot of people will put emphasis on the fact that there are players out there who have, like Bashwai, for instance. He's got an 87 rated storyline card or whatever it was, season objective card. That card is obviously not as good as this, but because it's got that special look to it, you know, it's a fresh design. People would probably be more inclined to pick that card over something like this because this is just a base gold. In my main team, I have Dembele in my team. Ousmane Dembele, the 84 rated Barca right wing. And he is the only non-special item I have in my team, and he's the only player that I want to upgrade. Not because I don't like him, because I actually think he's a very good player. He's not the worst player in my team, despite the fact that he's only 84 rated. The next lowest card, for instance, is like 90. But I want to change him because he's not a special item. It's stupid, but that's just the way people's minds work, unfortunately. Very good goal scorer, excellent positioning. Even without Chemstyle, I'm pretty sure this guy's positioning would be very, very good. Didn't feel too slow on the ball, to be fair, like in terms of acceleration and sprint speed. Had enough zip about him. His passing was something that I was a little bit concerned about because, and I mentioned this in the Dembele review, in the Jovic review, that I thought that the passing on a striker, I think the bare minimum it needs to be is around 82 to 85, somewhere in that region, and the vision needs to be above 80. Fortunately, Son's is 81 vision, 83 short passing, and I could just about get away with it. If you were to use him as a cam, there's no doubt in my mind that you need to boost that short passing, you need to get that vision up, because obviously 83 and 81 just isn't going to cut it. But as a striker, using sort of tiki-taka and triangles around the box and things like that, it's just about usable. I don't think you need to really go with it. Was I happy with the sniper chem style? I don't know, to be honest. I think we maybe could have benefited from something else. I said, you know, I don't really want to be boosting the passing, but if I did, I think I would benefit from it. I said I was happy with the pace, but again, if I was to boost it, I think I might get... Like, there's certain things, like, you don't go with a sniper, you go with a hunter. So you get a nice pace boost instead of the agility and the balance, the reactions, dribbling, blah, blah, blah. I'd love the pace, but then I would miss the extra agility. I'd miss the balance. The reactions were so snappy. Without that +5 from the sniper, is it as snappy as it was? I don't know. The frustrating thing about chem styles is, of course, that especially with the likes of a hunter, you put a hunter on him, and then you decide, oh, actually, the sniper was best. You've just wasted 15 to 20,000 coins because that's how much a hunter costs you. And, of course, the sniper isn't cheap either. So you're wasting a lot of coins by chopping and changing your chem styles. That's the problem. And that's the only issue I really find with chem styles. But that being said, if we get into the breakdown and we start talking about what this card is good at and what it's bad at, and is it still worth the amount of money, essentially I'm not here to tell you if it's still worth the 200k. I'm here to try and find out why it was still 200k, because when I first looked at his price, it was untradeable, obviously, but when I first looked at his price, I was shocked. I thought, wow, how can he still be that much money? If he was 90 plus rated, I could understand it, but 87 rated centre forward, who on paper looks decent, but not as good as, for instance, Player of the Month Ben Yedder or even some of the other cards that have come out recently, how is he still worth this amount of money? But to be fair, with a sniper, I'm not saying any other chem style, he's actually unbelievably good. Definitely still capable of playing in a weekend league, more than capable of playing in someone's team. His finishing is crazy good. I mean, I've got a couple of comparisons next to me, very briefly before we end. The 89 UCL Dries Mertens, on paper at least, is only slightly better than the 87 Son. That Mertens card, though, to be fair, costs an extra 100,000 coins, if not more, on other platforms than this Son card costs. So they're very similar cards, and yet the 89 Mertens costs so much more. but arguably it's not really any better. In terms of agility, yes, he is, but not in terms of composure or reactions or even strength, stamina, for instance. This card is not going to have a problem, but that Dries Mertens is going to have a problem. He's only got 75 stamina. You've got other options with Son as well. You've got an inform. You've got the 88 Team of the Year nominee. You can go up to the UCL cards. He has a UCL Live card, which is unbelievably expensive. I have used those in draft. The 89 UCL left mid. And I can tell you that his finishing is ridiculous. He just won't miss. He just doesn't miss the target. This version of the card, very good in front of goal, especially with the boost of the sniper. Now and again will sort of not catch it right. Maybe that's to do with the balance. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, the balance on the 89 being much better. You'd kind of... Well, I say much better. It's not, is it? It's +1 better. I tell you what, the upgrades that EA give out, they're embarrassing. They really do need to upgrade cards better. But what I'm trying to say is, I can understand why this card is 200,000 coins. Is it worth you going out and picking him up? To be fair, if you've got a Premier League team and you need a striker, you can't afford an icon, I would not rule it out. I really like the card, and I definitely think it's still got a place in someone's team. And it's February. Absolutely crazy. Just remember, you don't always need to go out and buy the quote-unquote best of the best. Sometimes the answer's just staring you right in the face. If you have enjoyed this video, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for you, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.